Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, Caffeine Fox here, and I am just absolutely floored that I never ever thought about making this as a video topic until today. Now, what might that be, you ask? Well, in case you didn't check the title and or thumbnail, you're in luck. Today's topic is going to be about the wonderful world of
Fursuit Spray.
So I've been kind of looking around YouTube and I don't think I've seen a single video that covers this topic. Today would be as good a day as any to actually do this. Of like, how do I turn like one of the most boring subjects ever into something interesting? Fursuit Spray, in case you're wondering, isn't anything like it turns you into your persona when you use it, as much as I wish that was the case. Fursuit Spray is actually just isopropyl alcohol and water. And if you're feeling adventurous, a scent to go along with it. So if you go to a convention, you can actually find Fursuit Spray. I had no idea this was a thing until like 3 cons ago. So it like blew my mind when I found out about it. Fursuit Spray is really easy to find. If you go to any convention, you're going to pretty much find it. Like you just throw a rock somewhere and bam, there's some Fursuit Spray. The most important thing about Fursuit Spray, why it is the greatest thing ever since the invention of the fandom. Fursuit Spray is what keeps your suit smelling good and also helps it live longer. Whenever you sweat inside of a fursuit head, and chances are you're going to be sweating, unless like that's your one X-Men superpower is just the ability to not sweat, you're going to be like absolutely drenched by the time you're done suiting. Doesn't matter if you have a full suit, partial,
whatever.
You're going to sweat. It's just the natural order of fursuiting. So what Fursuit Spray does is it actually kills all the bacteria and germs that kind of creep up just from sweating all the time. I'm going to say that a lot of this video, sweat, so don't sweat it. That's my one dad joke for the day. So isopropyl alcohol is the part of the Fursuit Spray that actually does all the hard work. It is the lead character in what makes a Fursuit Spray amazing. And it also makes it so the bacteria, after you're done sweating, doesn't cause your suit to just smell nasty. I've been to a lot of conventions. No matter how many times people make videos or public service announcements about taking showers or just trying to smell good, hygiene, just general hygiene, people still don't follow it. By having Fursuit Spray, you get rid of that issue. It keeps your suit smelling nice and clean after it dries, and isopropyl alcohol actually dries really, really, really fast. To prove it, I'm actually going to spray some on my paw, and I'll show you just how fast it dries. There we go. Come on. There we go. Perfect. I have a little bit on my paw. If you ever end up worrying about the alcohol damaging the suit, don't. It's perfectly fine. Suit will be absolutely a-okay. One of the things you do have to watch out for though is if you get Fursuit Spray with any colors or extra additives added to it, then you end up running the risk of having it discolor your suit, or even worse, cause the fur to come out of the suit. Yeah, it's a nightmare. If you invest this much money or time creating a suit, you do not want to have your fur fall out or get discolored. So while it keeps your suit nice and sparkly clean on the inside, it's also amazing because people are adding scented oils to the Fursuit Spray. By adding some essential oils to the spray, it causes the suit to smell amazing, and there's so many different types of scents out there. I've smelled suits that smell like cinnamon cookies all the way over to mint. It just depends on how you want your character to be portrayed. If you are somebody who has their persona based off of food, which in my case I do, you can find a scent that matches your character and adds to the overall experience. If somebody goes in and says, "Hey, can I get a hug?" and you're like,
"Absolutely sure."
And then they're just met with this overpowering smell of cookies. It's amazing. It's like the greatest thing ever whenever you get a fursuit hug and you leave feeling like you just had a religious experience. So whenever I am spraying my fursuit, I typically do it before and after I wear it. So before I go suiting, I usually put like 2 or 3 sprays inside the head and then in my kigu or fursuit and let it dry, which only takes about, oh, see, right now it's already dry. I have a dry paw. It only takes about 3 or 5 minutes for it to dry. So it takes absolutely no time at all for it to dry, and you're pretty much on your way to living your best life wherever you're going. And then after you're done suiting, which is probably one of the most important times to do it, is to just give it a deep spray down. Absolutely deep spray down. I will spray it in the half of the mouth right here and then inside the head. I'll also spray it on the outside. So I make sure to cover my eyes before I do this because I don't want any of the paint inside of my fursuit eyes to start running. So I'll usually cover them like this and then give it a good spray. spray. It's also really important after you're done suiting to let your suit air out. So I will usually put a floor fan down and put the entire suit over it after I've given it a lot of sprays of the alcohol. Same with the fursuit head. It's really cheap to get a desk fan, and I'll just put my fursuit head on top of it and let it just sit there. So you have a creepy fan sitting around you, drying off, and then you're good to go. So yeah, fursuit spray does not get all the love it deserves. And I kind of wish there was more videos about fursuit spray in general. Oh, and before I forget, fursuit spray is actually really easy to make on your own. I will just mix 30% isopropyl alcohol and 70% water. And you can get a lot of these different types of containers from Walmart for like $2. So it's not too crazy. Isopropyl alcohol is also really cheap, and you can find it in pretty much any store out there. It's typically sold over in the pharmaceutical area, so anywhere there's medicine being sold, you can find isopropyl alcohol. But yeah, thank you all for joining me today and learning about all the wonders of fursuit spray. I highly recommend getting some if you have a fursuit or if you're thinking about getting a fursuit. And if you're not, this is just one of those videos that's just gonna pile up there, all that information stored for later use. Yes, thank you all so much for joining me on this short video. Bye.
Special thanks to STL Motovlogs, Blueberry Husky, Chase Husky, Sparkle, Ashira Pony, Sylvie Cat, Moodle, DH, Apollo Bunny, Dynamo, Dexo, Amaranth Cantonine, and Sinner Kitten.